Welcome to the Quadrant community call of August 27th, 2024. And we're good to go with the first topic is Guy screaming for help, basically. Good luck with that, Guy. Off you go.
Well, that's it. I need help. It's all that. So, yeah, we have a couple of issues in Arduino that I have been able, to take care of them. So I could use a hand here. So anybody interested in learning more about Arduino and its code base, there are issues targeting the next plus one version of Arduino, 019X, and I'm linking to the milestone with the grouped issues, and then a couple new ones that I also would like for people to take the time to go and share their thoughts on these ones because they came from the community. There are two RFEs. So one is for supporting authorization code flow, OIDC authorization code grant in Arduino. An idea that I've been personally against. It was proposed before. I made sure to share my thoughts in the issue, but I think it's worth opening this up for discussion and getting some different point of views here. Maybe even start a vote on it, on which I would personally abstain due to probably being a little biased. And the other one is started as a documentation issue, proposed as a documentation issue, but I think it has the potential to evolve to a new feature for support integration with OpenFGA. We already have integration with a similar kind of authorization method, also based on Zanzibar and relationship-based access control in Arduino, which is we went with SpiceDB integration back in the days. A lot influenced by Red Hat's choice on using SpiceDB as the technology behind its new authorization system internally. OpenFGA is kind of an alternative, quite popular one, I have to say. So we're thinking on maybe starting on voting on those issues and maybe planning for after V1. But that's it.
You want to say something, Alex?
Yes, possibly. There's just two things. So as part of V018, issue 479, I think, just got closed with me merging this PR a bit, not because I really wanted to close it, because I said partially fixes. So if you go to there, and if you go to auth config v1 beta 3, I just dropped a comment there. When do you foresee that we burn v1 beta 1? Is I guess my question. Because technically, changing the controller to use v1 beta 2 instead of v1 beta 1 is something I require to be able to do the cell work. But you could argue technically that's a refactoring that nobody sees until we burn v1 beta 1, because then obviously that's a problem. So, yeah, when as part of what release would you like to see v1 beta 1 disappear? And then as part of what release, in which case that same release had the latest, but possibly an earlier one, would you like to see the controller code updated?
Yeah. Which milestone do we have the issue for changing the stored version to v1 beta 2? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was V18. 018. Yeah. Can you go back? Yeah. Click V018, click closed. and there it was.
And we did that already. Okay,
Well,
cool.
it closed it because I merged the PR, right? But so the stored version, like I said, partially fixes, and GitHub thought that fixes it. Because we still need to update the controller logic to use the V1 Beta 2 APIs. And well, I'm actually doing
that's okay, because that only requires V1 Beta 1 to be served, right? So if with V1 0.18 we are already pushing the stored version to V1 Beta 2, then I guess with 0.19 we can already burn V1 Beta 1.
Right. So that's, I guess, what I put here in the comments. So the answer is yes. Awesome. So at the latest point in time with V018, we need to have the controller code updated. But because we have V1 Beta 3 as part of V018 as well, yeah, I'll still be pushing for doing that as part of V018. Updating. I guess what I'm saying is I'll keep on doing what I'm doing. And probably not today, but this week, like expect like a PR open that sort of gets rid of all the usage of V1 Beta 1 effectively. Then what remains is actually dropping the code, which can only be done in V018. 19, sorry.
19. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Yeah, sounds good.
Do you want me to try to install that plugin that I suggested?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, maybe we can use these two issues in Arduino as
Let's try.
yes, right, yeah.
Okay. Go
Yeah,
for it.
thanks. I think it's the same that CNCF uses for their voting, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I just like I did a quick search and I came across that and I thought that makes sense. It's part of CNCF, so yeah. But I'll look into it. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I hope we get some more people on Arduino with. It doesn't have to be a full-time thing. It can be just like your Arduino day of the week. I mean,
I think and the earlier the better, right? Not only it's going to be needed for V1, but right after V1, I personally, hopefully, will be going out on paternity leave as well. So it would be nice to have somebody else, co-owning that project during the time I'm out.
this is your chance. Thanks, Guy. Okay. No other topics unless somebody has something last minute. No demos. I think you joined DD. I'm still waiting for your Helm chart demo that sits at the top of this document. Today, it's not going to be that day. Yeah.
It's not going to be today, no.
Okay, fair enough. No
GA
pressure.
coming close every time, and having August, which is like quite a particular month with like loads of PTO, things get complicated.
Okay.
Especially when a release is in between.
Yeah, actually, that was we can we can at least be happy that we did release a little bit too late, but we did, so that's good news. And that was yesterday. And thanks everybody who helped with that. And that was what Alex wanted to say. And then I still have Guy.
Shall I go first, Alex? Anyway, Didier is feeling shy about the demo, but I have to say I'm quite impressed, with how cool the automation, not only of the Helm chart part, but the whole release process, taking for Arduino operator as an example, has been, right? It's basically one button, and we get the release branch created, release nodes created on GitHub. The Helm charts generated and pushed. So it's quite nice, Didi. Yeah, nice job. Nice work.
Yeah, agreed.
Thanks, Keith. So, like commenting on this, what it's actually missing, it is some documentation I wanted to put together, and I haven't actually had the time. But ideally, when I'm going to present it, it's going to be following a guide. And at the moment, I think just probably if I kind of allocate some time next week, it would be nice. But yeah, basically on the installation of Kuadrant and different namespaces in Helm charts, it's actually a bit tricky. So I need to do some tests and run some of the user guides to make sure that it works, and then we can probably publish it.
Thanks, Key. And thanks, Didi. Yep. Yes, I really also like the bullet pointed list of commits and people, and with people naming the people who helped out. Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
The one that made it ready was Agus, actually.
Thanks, Egos. Okay, let's move on. No demo. Roundtable, let's do that. So that is like, raise your hand if you have something you want to share about anything you've done during the last 7 days. I have nothing upstream for today, so, but there are people raising hands, so that's good. Well, just follow, I don't know who's at the top of the list. Just follow the list, open queue. That would be Didi, you go.
Okay. The release candidate 090 CR1. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, only a 2-day week last week for me. But I took the time, to organize those issues both in the old area, but also in the policy attachment. So now if you go as well to the Kuadrant operator, you will find multiple issues named stated with the word reconciler, which is mainly kind of the code name for the sub-project of bringing the tooling in the policy machinery into the Kuadrant operator. And hopefully the board also looks nice after that.
I suppose I'll go next then, since third list.
Yep.
There is currently a work in progress PR against Kuadrant operator, which is bringing in policy machinery in draft form. If people want to have a look at it, it's there. Beware. It is in progress. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, so for me, just want to mention that the PR for the policy machinery for adding more wrappers for the gateway API kinds has been merged. So adds some wrappers for like the other routes, like gRPC route, TCP routes, and the linking functions for that. So it's available for use in the machinery package, but not in the controller package. So I guess it's all going to opt in anyway. So while we don't need it for now, so if anyone's looking to use it, it's available for use. So yeah, just want to mention that. That's me.
Cool. Thanks. Nobody else has their hand up, as far as I can see. So that was the roundtable. Let's move on. I'm gonna have a quick look at the project. That's the page notes here. Yep. So we're since last Wednesday in iteration 10. Have a look. There's still some issues that are tagged with iteration 9 that seem to be in progress. I think that this one is yours, Didier and Adam, and this one is also yours, Adam. Have a look. Maybe just like swap the iteration for the current one, if that's more correct. Okay, there's lots in progress. I don't know if anybody wants to mention anything that's currently going on that I can, possible issues, possible confusing things. I heard somebody. Please talk. Yes.
Yeah, hi, it's me. Like, I guess it's sort of to bounce back on maybe all the rambling before on Authorino. I'm thinking, yes, help on Authorino would be fine, but probably starting major work right now wouldn't be great because of all the changes that I'm doing. You'll either make my life hell, which is obviously okay to do, but if I get to merge before you, then you'll be in hell land. So until the API thing has happened, I would hold off picking anything in the to-do list for Authorino until yeah, to just be, yeah, exactly. If you pick something up, be really quick and make my life hell. Otherwise, it'll be your life.
And will there be issues with what you're doing and the reconciler state of the world stuff, or that doesn't bite each other?
Will there be issues? I don't know, but let's say not related to the changes that I'm doing. Famous last words, terms and conditions apply, and all of the above.
Yeah, those two things will probably converge when we define the new versions of the alt policy API, probably not the changes that Alex will be introducing in the alt config.
Yeah, because everything I'm doing is just I'm paying the technical debt that we didn't pay back when we introduced V1 Beta 2, and because now I need V1 Beta 2 in the thing in order to introduce V1 Beta 3, that will have the cell mark. So that's why I'm doing this. I don't want to own anything in Authorino. So I'm doing the work.
Another one that we need to keep tightly in sync here, Thomas, is the work that Adam and also Didier have been doing on the WASM shim for adding the external authorization feature. So that is another one that also eventually will synchronize with state of the world reconciler when we are working on the reconciliation of the effective policy for all policies.
Yep. Okay. Everything has to come together. Okay. So basically we have this iteration and the next one, and then we should be close to Kuadrant 1.0. So just, yeah, to share the feeling of stress with everybody. Okay, good. Let's go back to the notes.
Wait, sorry.
Yes.
I need to. What do you mean? Like October 1st is when Kuadrant 1.0 is supposed to come out? That's not what I think I know.
No, that is true. But like we're Kuadrant, we're still planning Kuadrant for KubeCon, and I think that's like the 12th, I believe. So there's no full iteration after that, these two iterations. So, you know.
Sorry, I'm doing my research.
15th,
looks
maybe.
like I got. Yeah, so that's November. So how like October we're all partying in somewhere? Am I confused?
No,
or
then okay. This is what Craig told me. Like somebody told me there's only two
So
iterations.
as far as I know, there's another two iteration
right.
to KubeCon between 011 and KubeCon. But maybe I'm really bad at math. And
no, I think you're right. So there's a third one. Yes. Okay.
At the very least.
Yes.
Because that, I think 3 weeks leads us to, I don't know, say October 20.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
And
makes sense.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. So yeah, well, stop stressing about anything. No, like to give you an idea of how
that I never said. I think we should keep on stressing. But if that would be reality, I think we're in trouble. Is what I think.
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, yesterday I was in a call with Kevin, and we both thought that Ultima had already started a week ago. Just to give you an idea. Okay, cool. Yes, I will add that. I don't think it's added yet, so then we can at least see it. Kind of, and if you want to put, you can even put issues if you want to plan ahead. Okay, cool. That's good news. Let me move back to the notes. Windows here. Community engagement initiatives, heads up, policy attachment, possibly decoupled from Gateway API. Okay, I have my thoughts on that, but I'll let you talk.
Yeah, that's probably too soon to make any fuss about it, right? But it's something that Shane suggested on a private conversation we had this week on this idea of maybe policy attachment being separated from the main Gateway API repo in its own repo under Kubernetes 6. So it's because the pattern of the so-called meta resources is definitely something beyond and Gateway API itself, right? It kind of makes sense also to own that separately from Gateway API. Anyway, so this is something that might be brought up in the community call later on today with the Gateway API folks on the show,
Thanks, Guy. Yeah, you think it's going to be brought up already?
Well, Shane was already speaking about it with Canons, for example, who is in favor of having policy kinds as part of core Gateway API, right? So that would be in the completely opposite side of this idea. So I don't know, maybe yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just an idea at this point, right?
Sure.
So I personally, I kind of like it. I think there are good reasons to do it, right? And
I agree.
definitely there are pros and cons on this idea, but anyway.
Yeah, I think timing is of the essence here. I mean, I can see how it is bigger and it applies to more than Gateway API, but I can also see that you don't want to do it too soon, maybe neither, because, well, for various reasons. But yeah, what's the right timing? That's not easy. But
yeah, I think it has to do with how you split the work more than anything else, right? So obviously, Gateway API would continue to adopt and recommend the pattern, right? So it's not being removed from Gateway API. Rather, it's just separating repos and where you documented who takes the lead on pushing that forward, this kind of stuff, right?
yeah, but would it also mean
far from anything being decided? It's just an idea.
Yeah. I guess my fear is that there is it would then be no longer be discussed that top in the community call of Gateway API, and there is no community basically around policy attachment. So you start from scratch, right? That's scary. But maybe that's not true.
Yeah, let's see how that evolves. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So in half an hour, there's the Gateway API community call, European friendly time. I'll add a link after this meeting. Okay. I think we're done. Anybody has any questions, remarks, criticisms? Then thanks, everybody. Go work on Authorino in that half hour. Bye.
Cheers.